Hello.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Oh, I hear you.
You hear me? I hear
There
you.
we go.
We're live.
We're good.
All right. Hello, Ottawa.
Yeah.
We are Animal House.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Not
Pleasure.
each other, but
Well, no, not us.
we
We know each
this
other.
mic better.
My name is Jack McGilvery. I'm here with my friend
Ken Dog Millionaire.
Ken Dog Millionaire.
No. My name's Kenny.
Kenny McMillan.
I don't know if anybody's here from the last time we did Animal House. We had a couple shows together.
Yeah. Reunion tour.
We're coming back
cheap
for
replacements.
No, you're not. It's even.
It's even.
Probably Eli will probably come back on.
At
some point.
We should do that.
He's just in Toronto right now, that's why.
Okay, Toronto is not Ottawa.
But yeah, we're back. I feel like we're gonna have to set up some background music or something, eh?
Should we set up some background music?
Not right now.
I'd get behind that. No,
not right now.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Too many technical things.
Too many technical things. Isn't that just it?
But yeah, we got a lot of plans.
A lot of plans.
A lot of plans for the summer. I think my number one goal is musical guest every week.
Yep.
I
agree. Ottawa has a thriving musical scene. I think
we're going to be blessed tonight with one right off the bat. My friend Mahmoud. We actually met at the Pepsi warehouse.
The good old stomping grounds.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit now. But yeah, I don't know. We're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about every week. One burger review.
Burger reviews monthly. Tune in for monthly burger reviews.
Oh, yeah.
We're
all over the place right now, though. So don't worry if you can't keep track. Neither can we.
We plan on confusing you.
But yeah, I don't know. We want to get right into it. We had our topic kind of this week was decades.
We had our topic. I kind of want to hear these two's input on. We are here with our friend Michael
Steele and Mahmoud. The guy that's going to be giving you some tunes later.
Exactly, serenading us. Okay, so...
Are you going to ask? You guys can set up on...
come up on a mic.
Go on the other side of Jack. You can set up, Michael.
Or you can even just share this one if you want.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
You keep doing your thing. You're good. Yeah, you keep doing your thing. You keep practicing.
Okay, so the question we have here is it's trending on Instagram, Twitter, all over the place.
Yeah, I just saw it today.
You just saw it today?
I mean, I've seen other things, but I didn't understand it.
Okay, yeah. Basically, who would win in a fist fight? Bare fists and anger. You're 100 people or one silverback gorilla?
I think it'd definitely be the people. I think you'd lose a couple in the beginning.
I think you'd lose a couple too.
Just a couple.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, like a couple dozen maybe.
I think it might be a situation where you get like 2 or 3 people getting mushed together by the gorilla, and then by that time, people can jump on top of the gorilla.
Mikey, hop over there. Get on that mic, or you switch over.
Stop it.
We're gonna get the real mic going right now.
All right, here's your headphones, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, bear with us here. It's our first show, okay? And then I can bring this mic in. Look at that. I think now we're all good.
I think so.
There we go. Can we hear each other?
I can hear you.
There we go.
Yeah, I can hear me.
Sweet. I
can hear you.
Okay, so I think,
that's a little bit better.
The gorilla versus people debate is a bit overdone. Obviously, I asked my dad. He said the same thing. Obviously, 100 gorillas are going to win.
Yeah.
Now, picture this, though. Picture this. You're given the choice between being attacked by every dog that sees you or every bird that sees you.
Yeah, that's another crazy question.
I'm taking dog every time.
Dog? I don't know.
Yeah. Because, like, they're loud. They're pack animals. So, like, their communication is big.
Are you allowed to carry a weapon? Because you know it's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Yeah, then maybe the dog is like, it'd be easy pepper spray, boom.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. A peregrine falcon, when it plummets.
A what?
Peregrine falcon.
Okay.
When it plummets, it hits almost 400 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I could go straight through you.
Straight through you.
It's true.
With a dog, you have a chance.
I've seen videos, pigeons blowing up. Getting hit by a falcon.
The other day, Easter, I was driving home from my Easter dinner with my brother, and we saw like a raven and a hawk or something fighting in midair. It was sweet. They were like spiraling together, taking little digs.
That's the nice thing about living out in the country. You really get to see nature full-fledged. I've seen a couple different fights. The other day I was driving and I saw this raccoon and his back was up and his legs were up, and I think he was fighting with a cat over some garbage in someone's driveway.
The raccoons.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, they're known to do that.
I didn't get to stop though to watch more, but
yeah. I keep tripping with the mic here. It just keeps retracting on me. But yeah, I was gonna say Michael's probably gonna be another guest on our show another time. Michael likes to make music too.
Yeah.
Check him out. Michael Steele on IG. Real Michael Steele on IG.
Yeah, real Mikey Steele on IG. Michael Steele on everything else. Steele. My music's on all platforms. You can find me Spotify, Apple Music. Go check it out.
Yeah,
right.
no, he'll definitely be on. I think when we get the other room set up, right behind, you can't see, we have like a little banner, but there's another room right behind Mikey, and we're gonna get some bands in there.
I saw some people in there doing some
nice big studio.
There's some drums. Yeah, there is some people in the studio right now hanging out.
They're cooking up.
But I can't thank CHUO enough.
Yeah,
for
no
giving
kidding.
us this opportunity.
We are so appreciative.
Creative freedom, do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We want to get into some of the decade stuff.
I am down to get into some.
Should I show off the tier list?
Yeah, show off the tier list. This is something Kenny and I have been talking about. Is which decade?
Arts and crafts.
Oh, we did. Anyone watching on the cameras, you can see right now our handiwork in action.
Wow,
I keep forgetting that not everyone can see on the cameras.
Yeah,
it's a big, wonderful tier list on like a Bristol board. It's got color codedness and electrical tape.
I could be a substitute teacher.
You probably could be, but like a bad one that none of the students really like.
You'd be a good teacher, Jack. I tell you.
I appreciate that. You do.
So you have the post-it notes or what?
Post-it notes are right there by Michael.
Okay.
I would be a movie teacher. Just put on a movie.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. That'd be a good class.
We're going to start with the 50s because there's a lot of stuff that we don't want to talk about that happened before the 50s.
And it's like too much. It's a lot of, there's a lot of history. We need to keep this somewhat brief. So limiting our scope a little bit.
Yeah, 70 years is enough.
I got the tier list right beside me, handy dandy.
Kenny, here are the post-it notes.
I got the post-it notes now too. Yeah, let's fix this camera setup here too. We'll move over soon. I was gonna say, when he just needs to move over a little bit.
You know what?
Oh, there's 3 chairs there. That's what.
Yeah, we got the empty one between us.
There we go.
Okay,
that's way better.
Yeah, felt like I was sitting next to a stranger at a hockey game.
There we go. Now the boys are way closer.
There we go. That's it. That's what we like. So, are we starting with latest or earliest on our list?
I think we go 50s.
We can start with the 50s, the post-war era. Jazz music becomes popularized. You got artists like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. Rock music as well. You have Elvis Presley and Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly had an incredible song named Weezer. Country, Johnny Cash. What is it? Marty Robbins. He did the Big Iron on Your Hip.
Marty Robbins?
Marty Robbins.
I don't know. It makes me think of the Robinsons movie.
Meet the Robinsons?
Yeah.
Goated movie. Didn't come out in the 50s, though. Irrelevant. Peanuts by Charles M. Schultz. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown was born in the 50s. Yeah, and then I guess the aesthetic. You know, when I think of the 50s, I think of drive-in movie theaters, roller rinks.
Yeah. I think a notable mention would be the hairstyles.
Oh,
the little bob dude.
I remember, watching Hairspray when I was a little kid. Yeah, it's like my first look into.
I think of
50s, 60s. That's
Edward Scissorhands and like colorful houses and station wagons,
like the kind
yellow
of
station wagons.
I definitely, there was so much more character. I feel like,
there was.
People cared about architecture.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking into it. Recurring words, like literally all the time, were bold, loud, full of life, and it's the post-war era. So
that's true. Everyone's celebrating.
I can't blame them. Yeah. Also, major progress in DNA research prior to 1953. It was really all understood in like the context of genetics and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of tripped me up a bit. I didn't understand. So they found out what the actual structure of DNA was. Because when you said they
like
discovered DNA
with the telomeres and
then you started talking about them cloning.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Okay. No, I believe that was in the 90s. In 96, Dolly the Lamb was cloned.
Okay, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. The 50s, you know what? World War II's over. We beat them. I'd say I'd put the 50s A or S.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. For the uninitiated, S is the best. Then
we gotta explain.
F. 5 tiers. S, A,
this is horrible.
C, F.
S.
You're saying 50s for the S?
I don't know. S. I don't like putting things at the top. 50s? But I don't know what could be better if I'm thinking about the rest of the decades.
I could think of some that are better.
Because I like 70s, 80s. Yeah,
we're talking about all the really good things about the 50s, though. We didn't really think of bad things about the 50s.
Yeah, that's true. What about what was the? I guess it's not that long ago. Like the average lifespan couldn't have been that much shorter.
I would think so.
I would think human rights probably weren't as good back then.
No, human rights weren't as
good.
Your
parents were probably smoking in your room while you were in the crib taking a nap. Too. You couldn't get away from cigarette smoke.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe not an S.
That's what I'm saying.
50s.
Because
I don't want to be inhaling cigarette smoke at age 2.
No internet. I hate to bring it up.
Windows up in the car.
Ooh, no, yeah, the World Wide Web. That's a big.
The cars are sick though. I love the cars
sweet.
from the 50s.
Like the overall aesthetic, I like.
I'd be okay with A. What are we saying?
You'd be okay with A? Okay. Oh wait. Wes Anderson's Asteroid City, was that set in the 50s?
Maybe.
It had to have been. Like Nuketown from Call of Duty.
Yeah. That's 50s for sure.
Okay. I'm down for
A or B.
A or B, Michael?
Michael, your final say, A or B?
I'm going to say B.
B?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't want to put it right at the top.
Yeah, no, I agree. Good middle of the road.
Okay, it's at B right now. Also, next time we'll figure out how to get the chat going so people can actually interact with us.
Yes, so you can donate to us monetarily. Okay, move on to the 60s. We're good. 1950s and B.
Yeah, you keep going. I'm going to see if I can pull up the chat, actually.
Okay, cool. So we have the 1960s, the countercultural decade, or the swinging 60s. The beginning of the space race. In 1961, Ooh. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Yuri Gagarin is the first man in space. He was put there by the Soviets.
Was he really, though? We could get into this.
Well, was he really? I don't know. We'll have to ask Kubrick. Oh, wait, we can't.
Yeah, Kubrick's gone, too.
Okay, and then, capping off the decade in 1969, we have Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong as the first men on the moon.
Who's cooler?
Well, Buzz Aldrin's name is Buzz Aldrin. That's pretty cool. But then Neil Armstrong's last name is Armstrong. There's that other Armstrong guy that was a real jerk.
Yeah, he kind of ruined it.
Yeah, he kind of ruined the biking for everyone.
It wasn't just him. He was just the poster
but he
child.
got caught.
Everybody in there.
He got caught. When you get caught, you ruin it for everyone.
I guess. But everybody in there was doing it.
Okay. On top of that, we have the popularization of surf rock with the Beach Boys, who were then very quickly phased out during the British invasion. Good riddance, I say.
Well, the Beach Boys
never really could get behind the Beach Boys.
I know you hate the Beatles too, but the Beach Boys heavily inspired the Beatles.
You're gonna get me hurt saying that.
Okay. Maybe it's just a joke he likes to say, but Jack always says he hates the Beatles.
John Lennon was questionable. I'll say that much. You also have the Rolling Stones. Again, you have the Beatles. In 1964, they first landed in America. On top of that, Marvel introduces Spider-Man, Iron Man, the X-Men, the Avengers.
That was in the 60s?
That was in the 60s. And many more.
Milking that for that long?
Oh, yeah. Well.
Oh, my God.
If it ain't broke. They broke Spider-Man
Poor
a couple
Stanley.
times. Spider-Man's been some.
Did you hear about, like, the Stanley abuse?
Oh, yeah. He was just being taken advantage of by his caregivers or whatever. I don't like seeing stuff like that.
No.
I always like seeing him in the movies, though.
Yeah,
that was my
funny
favorite part.
He was cameos.
All the time. You gotta look for him.
Yeah, I always laugh.
Yeah, Stanley.
Superhero tier list coming soon.
Superhero tier list coming soon.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I agree.
So was that it for the 60s? What are we saying?
That's pretty much it for the 60s. There's other stuff, but
what are we thinking?
So it's like the 50s,
but
it's right on the cut. Exactly. There's all this technological advancement.
I think it was getting a little more free, a little bit more fun in the 60s.
I agree. It's the countercultural decade. You have the rise of hippies.
The stigmatism of certain things was going away.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting better as a society.
Yeah, especially with all the blowback against. I believe the blowback for the Vietnam War would have been towards the end of the 60s.
Yeah, I guess we're just thinking about Western world too.
True, we are. Yeah, this is a very. There are guidelines here we're following. We can't overload ourselves.
Yeah,
we are stupid men. So
we figured this out. We figured this out.
Mickey helped us figure this out.
Yeah, Mickey helped us figure this out.
We love you, Mickey. You know what? Honestly, I think the 60s a bit more boring. There's more going on, but let's be real here.
But space.
Yeah.
Think about all the animals we sent into space.
No, you're right. The animals. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, and they never came. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is Animal House. Okay, no, you know what? I don't know what I was just saying.
I love space, though. So
I think if I was to have to pick between the two of them to live in, I'd be the 50s, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Why's that?
Just different. It's just a different time. It would have been.
It's very true.
I like to try different things, and I think the 60s is more close to what we have now. So I would have gone to the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. More contrast.
Yeah, both decades marked by social events as well. In the 50s, Rosa Parks made her stand.
Okay.
In the 60s, there were the Stonewall riots.
Okay.
So yeah, I can put 60s.
I think houses were really cheap in the 50s too. It's
cheaper than
a
now.
lot easier to get
I believe
that kind of
the
stuff.
like teenage and young adult population had the most spending power in the 60s. That's
Where's
something
that
I was
at
reading.
now?
Sorry?
Where's that at now?
Ask our parents. Sorry, mom and dad. I love you, but
Jack's parents specifically.
yeah, Jack's parents specifically.
Why?
All my fans, get on my Instagram, find my mom, send her hate.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. I'd actually be upset if you did that.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I don't think it's better than the 50s.
No, I think I could do B. I could do C.
Yeah.
60s.
Because there's a lot of like what ifs. It's like I want to believe we went to space.
However, Stanley Kubrick is very talented.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe Buzz Aldrin
we did
was
it.
talented
We
too.
must have
No,
done
I saw a
it.
video
I
of
think we
Buzz
did it.
Aldrin the other day. He wouldn't swear on the Bible that he went to the space.
He wouldn't
wouldn't
swear
put
on
his
the
hand on the Bible.
Ooh.
Okay.
But
Case
it was
closed.
also this like really annoying conspiracy theorist like shoving a Bible in his face saying, "Put your hand on it and say you went to the moon."
Okay, that's
But he did refuse.
Has he ever had to like testify under oath in court or anything? No, okay. Now I said
I
that,
wonder.
and now I'm thinking, Jack, of course not.
Don't second guess yourself. Be confident in everything you say. Okay. B?
I'm done for B.
We're
I'm
done
even
for
done
B?
for C, honestly.
Okay. We can go B.
All right.
C?
Sister.
C or B?
Michael?
I'm gonna go B.
B?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Two
okay with
Bs.
B. Okay.
Two
I'm
Bs.
gonna B.
Moving on. More info. Go, Jack.
1960s, the disco era. Oh, no, sorry. The 1970s, the disco era. The Beatles disband. Thank God my ears. You have funk, disco, punk rock, metal. They're gaining popularity. Punk rock and metal, I believe, emerged completely in the 70s.
I don't know. That's a you thing. I'm not big into the
I'm
punk
thinking
rock
that.
metal.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, they have bands like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I know those.
Of course,
Yeah,
you know
I
those.
know those.
Star Wars, that's a big one in film, as well as
Yeah.
Jaws, The Godfather, and then Jaws 2. And then 1970, it was the very first Earth Day. So I think this is really
what?
The very first Earth Day
Okay.
in 1970.
Do we know why?
Yeah, they're coming off the cusp of the countercultural decade. They understand it more.
Okay, see.
The
Yeah,
technology's
that makes more
there,
sense.
the literature's there. They're saying, you know what?
I feel like Earth Day should be around for a lot longer.
I feel like it should have been too, you know?
Yeah.
The Greeks were celebrating the, I don't know why I said specifically the Greeks. You know,
Probably
the ancient civilizations were.
A lot of holidays we don't celebrate anymore.
A lot of holidays we don't celebrate anymore. I don't even know any of them because we don't celebrate them anymore. Shows how educated I am. But yeah, so I think it's just, it's the countercultural, it's the social awareness kicked up a notch. I think especially as communication improves.
I mean, 70s is like, I just think about music and art, like 70s, 80s.
Like vinyls.
That was a big.
I believe the 70s.
Vinyls too.
The 70s would have been like the last, because in the 80s it was like cassettes and stuff, right?
Yeah, and then 90s CDs came in. Right?
Yeah, I actually have that written down. So you know what? When I think of 70s, I think of like grunge and disco.
Yeah.
When I think of the 80s, I think more like glam disco.
Yeah, I can
what I
get
mean?
behind that.
You know what I mean? The 70s are a bit dirtier.
Yeah,
Not quite as dirty as the 60s.
Do we like that better?
Star Wars came from the 70s.
Yeah.
I think we have to put the 70s in A. I'm down to put the 70s in A.
Yeah.
But the original
My dad
3
talks
Star
very
Wars is
fondly of the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like it was a pretty good time.
Okay.
Right? Like
I've definitely above the 50s and the 60s.
Definitely above the 50s. Ooh, you know what? We forgot for the 60s. I hate to backtrack on you fine people of Ottawa. 1969 Woodstock.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking that after
And then we can talk about 99 Woodstock.
The tragically hip. Yes. Yeah. That is what we
Okay. So what are we saying for 70s?
I'm down to put the 70s in right there.
Yeah.
Honestly. Low key, no cap.
Low key, no cap.
Low key, no cap.
You can't talk like that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I like to think I would have been like a disco stew back then.
Yeah, the discos were
like dressing up like
you would have the hair.
Yeah, I definitely would have
had the hair.
I would have had the
your whole
shirt
family
button open and everything.
So the cowboy frill jacket.
Final.
Oh yeah.
A.
I'm down for A. I can respect an A.
Like an Elvis type outfit.
Elvis type outfit. Okay.
Bada boom, bada bing. Look at this.
Bada boom, bada bing. Thank you very much. Right? Yeah, they really do.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's ingenuity.
I gotta figure out how to set it up behind us next time.
Yeah, we'll need like some sticky tack or something. We can get that cheap at the dollar store.
Okay,
all right.
On to the 80s.
On to the 80s. MTV is launched and music videos become more popular. Artists like Duran Duran, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince are popularized through this medium. Michael Jackson specifically, I think, really went hard on the music videos. I'm thinking back to like the Thriller music video.
He was
insane.
Yeah, but he had like a spiritual pull on people.
Yeah,
like he was like on another level.
Yeah,
there's never been another artist like there's never been another artist like Michael Jackson. Never. People faint when they see him.
People fainted when they saw him. That's true. Did people not faint when they saw Elvis?
I guess Elvis, Elvis could be up there too, but there wasn't as many artists when Elvis was around, you know?
Well, exactly. There wasn't as many artists, and it was harder to like
get the hip thing. The hip thing.
And I think Michael Jackson music is more timeless.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Still bump some Michael Jackson.
That was
anybody listening to Elvis.
Yeah. Hard rock and heavy metal continue their tear. AC/DC, Heart, and Aerosmith emerge. They're great.
Where did Rush?
Rush?
Do you think it would be around the same time?
Rush, I believe, was the 90s.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I'm not a big Rush guy.
There's Canadian. That's why I was thinking about it.
Yeah, they are Canadian. South Park did a Rush parody.
They used to play it as their intro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh,
yeah.
Well, because it was Rush originally, and then it was Primus.
What? That was my Wi-Fi at home.
Primus? No, Primus is a horrible band. However, they have the greatest cover of The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Okay.
Out of any version of The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Zach Brown, get out of here.
Zach Brown goes hard. I like Zach Brown.
I like Zach Brown too, but Primus's The Devil Went Down to Georgia is really something special.
Maybe we'll play it.
I like to think we should. I would be down.
We'll play it when we're more organized.
Yes. Also, big one, Weird Al in the 80s.
Did you ever see the movie?
The Weird Al movie?
Harry Potter played him.
What?
Daniel Radcliffe plays
Weird
him.
Al?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I saw the trailer.
Roku channel.
Dude.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Okay, we should watch that.
It's like a parody documentary, though. That's why it's so funny.
In Weird Al style.
It's like, what if Weird Al partied his butt off? My bad, guys. Partied his butt off, and he was hanging out with Madonna and all these pop stars, and they were asking him to make covers because his covers would make their songs go viral.
So it's not like a biography.
No, not a real one. It's like a joke thing.
Okay.
But Daniel Radcliffe plays real.
I love Daniel. After Harry Potter, he went upwards, you know.
They did one with Bob Ross too.
Ross.
Who is it? Owen Wilson plays Bob Ross.
Owen Wilson plays Bob Ross?
And it was the same thing, kind of like a parody documentary. I don't know. Roku went on a weird tangent there.
Are you serious? Will Smith playing Bob Ross.
No, not Wilson.
No. Owen Smith.
Owen Wilson.
Like
Owen Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson.
Will Smith playing Bob Ross.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. I don't know how.
Michael, you could low-key play Bob Ross.
I could. I think I could.
You could play Bob Ross.
Sometimes I really feel like getting a canvas out, some paints, and throwing some Bob Ross on.
You gotta let the creativity flow sometimes. You never know. Maybe you'll become the next big thing, the next Basquiat.
I think that's healthy for anybody to do.
That's what we're trying to do right now.
Do you guys have a favorite Weird Al parody? I think mine must have to be The Rye or the Kaiser.
I think I'm just gonna go. Wait, I don't even know if I heard that one. Can you sing it?
It's the Rye or the Kaiser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think my bologna.
I don't know that one.
That was like an OG one. That was like his second song or something.
Oh, that's like an original?
Yeah. No. It's what's the cover? I don't even remember.
I don't know, Kenny.
We're gonna play some Weird Al too. Man, we got so many things.
Oh my! Stuck in the drive-through. You guys know that one? No, you don't know.
That's funny though.
I think this guy gets stuck in the drive-through because there's a car ahead of him and a car behind him, and I think he just like dies of age.
Oh. And Weird Al wrote this?
Weird Al wrote that. Weird Al was he had a bad day that day.
Okay, we got to keep going here so we can get to the set.
Movies, we have Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Breakfast Club.
Bangers.
All classic.
Bangers.
I really see the 80s as just the new age 70s. It's cleaner, it's sleeker.
Okay.
You know?
You could say that about like every decade going forward though.
Was a common color.
Brown.
Yeah, like those brown glass ashtrays.
Okay.
Yeah. You could smoke in a McDonald's.
Smoking with a Big Mac in a McDonald's.
Smoking with a Big Mac.
While your kid plays in the play structure.
That's it.
You
I think that's the
you
life.
throw your cigarette butt in the ball pit. Nobody ever.
I'm almost. I remember when they had the glass section at Tim Hortons, you could smoke in there.
What?
There was like a section, and I remember when my grandfather was in the nursing home. At the beginning, there was a smoking room in that nursing home, and it was like stainless steel walls or something. I don't even know. It was scary in there. And then that all came to an end, and it was a big deal.
It's a different era. Smoking on airplanes.
Oh man, imagine that.
The PR that went behind selling cigarettes was. I forget.
Imagine the babies in those airplanes. Smoking a pack.
They didn't think of it. The doctors were telling people it'll make you healthier and skinnier. There's a whole movement called Torches of Freedom where people would march down the street with lit cigarettes held to the sky. They were their torches of freedom.
Wow.
My doctor recommended Camels.
That's a good doctor.
Yeah, imagine your doctor recommends you smoking and then you get lung cancer 30 years later and the doctor's like, shouldn't have been smoking that whole time. He's like, my doctor told me to smoke.
So you know what? I think 80s.
Smoking was the original Ozempic is what I'm hearing.
It wasn't even just doctors. It was like celebrities and characters from TV shows.
They did such a good job with marketing.
Yep.
Like cigarettes was the OG marketing scandal.
Yep.
They're the reason why you can't lie in marketing. Wow. Talking about ruin it for everybody else.
Ruin it for everybody else. Common theme.
Okay, we got to speed through these here so we can get to the set.
The 1990s, the digital.
Oh, wait, where are we going? 80s?
80s? I'm down for A or S.
Dude, 80s, I would have loved to be around in the 80s. I think I'm going to go for S.
Yeah, I'm saying S.
Yeah.
S. 80s right now, folks, is our number one pick. That's where we would go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
In elementary, my favorite book was The Outsiders.
Oh,
I would have been
if I
was in the 80s, I would have been a greaser.
Pony Boy. Soda Pop.
Stay gold, Pony Boy. Okay, yeah. So 1990s marked by digitization. We have the introduction of the World Wide Web.
Mm-hmm.
We have the movement from cassettes to CDs.
Cassettes didn't last very long, eh?
Cassettes didn't last very well. I mean, they're awful.
I don't know. They're kind of cool though.
They're kind of cool. They're
like I have the Tucana cassette.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet. Everybody, check out our friends Tucana.
Yeah, they'll be on the show at some point.
They'll be on the show.
Yep.
We're gonna play their music too.
Tucana. Give them a listen. They are incredible.
Yeah, I realized that this is. I should have this on this late.
Kenny.
This late in the show.
Popular music. We have grunge.
There we go. That's so much better.
We have Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains are hitting their stride. We have R&B. Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Mariah Carey are at the peak of their popularity. But then we also have the pop punk scene. Big favorite of mine. Green Day, No Effects, Bad Religion. Kenny, I know.
Green Day's gonna be in Ottawa.
Green Day's gonna be in Ottawa. We should go see them.
We're going to.
Speaking of pop punk, not the same year. I want to see Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, that's more your vibe. They whine a lot. That's why they have like a whiny.
I used to love Fall Out Boy.
I
used to love like really emo music.
Yeah, that's what I could never.
We could talk more about Fall Out Boy in the 2000s.
Yeah, true.
So for movies in the 90s, we have Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, Fargo. 1998, the Titanic movie comes out.
Say the only ones that matter.
My heart will go on. I'm saying the big ones that stood out to me. I never seen Titanic.
No. The only ones that matter are the Star Wars prequels. So good.
There's no value in the sequels?
Well, the sequels were the originals.
Yeah.
Like they're okay, but the prequel, I don't know. I went to go see Revenge of the Sith.
Holds up.
Oh.
Yep.
Because like I've rewatched the first Harry Potter. The first Harry Potter does not hold up. The CGI
the first Harry Potter,
horrible.
Even just the storytelling is bad.
But like the Star Wars, I was still blown away.
Yeah, no. Star Wars.
The actor who plays I can't think of his name with Voldemort on the back of his head is horrible in that movie.
Yeah.
Like he does not leave a mark on you at all. You're like,
no, Professor Quirrell.
Yeah, Quirrell. Exactly.
Second off, Voldemort, the whole Harry Potter series, just trying to kill kids.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The whole time,
and he couldn't.
He couldn't
on an
do it.
Infant in their crib, and he blasted him with like his full power, and he couldn't do it.
It's a little embarrassing.
It's a little embarrassing, but he's played by Ray Fiennes,
and he has no nose.
He has no nose.
Are you sticking your fingers in there? How far?
Oh yeah, you're poking brain.
I don't even want to touch his
You're
skin.
not even getting to the
Looks
first
slimy.
level.
I bet he has like a secret chamber, so you can't. I bet
it's called the Chamber of Secrets. It's the second movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just nose. The Chamber of Secrets, just Voldemort's nose.
What are you hiding up there, Rafe? Okay, you know what? Honestly, I'm comfortable.
I like the 90s, but they're not as good as the 80s.
They're not as good as the 80s. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I'm down for A tier.
Yeah, I like
A tier
it.
90s.
I like the 90s a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 90s are pretty cool.
The 90s is like a not caring time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Yeah. With 70s?
Okay, so now we're at the turn of the millennium now. So let's quick recap. We have the 1980s in S tier. In the A tier, we have the 1970s and the 1990s. And then in the B tier, we have the 1950s and the 1960s.
Yeah.
So nothing really on the lower end of the spectrum here, huh?
I think we're about to.
I'm seeing a
is beautiful
trend
all the
here.
time,
It
but
was
I
a
guess
build
Kenny
up to the
disagrees.
80s.
I think the
It's gonna come
2000s
down
are
after
pretty,
that.
We've peaked.
The 2000s are a
If you
questionable
think about the
period.
things
We
that
peaked
happened in the
45 years ago.
2000s.
The 2000s. What
Questionable
happened? Okay,
period.
well, 2004, Fall Out Boy releases their first album.
Okay.
And then
Pretty pivotal moment in music.
pretty pivotal moment in music.
For some,
when the rubber hit the
you weren't even
roof.
alive, but yeah.
In 2004, I wasn't even alive.
Oh wait, I thought you said 94. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to you. It's
No,
hard to.
you're not.
It's hard to listen to you for a long time.
Who are you? My mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa.
My thing was this band called Taking Back Sunday, and I think they released their first or second album, Tell All Your Friends. I think it was like 2000 or 2001.
Okay.
But that album,
Michael, you just
I could
unlocked
sing every single word to every song on it.
I wish we had more time.
Taking Back Sunday.
We could talk for so long.
We could talk for so
It's like
long.
my dirty little secret.
Did they do Dirty Little Secret?
No, that's
That was
my
the
dirty
Outback
little
region.
secret. Yeah.
Guilty
Okay.
pleasures is another tier list we want to do.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
So-
Okay, so quick. What are we doing? What are we saying for this one?
For the 2000s, well, what? It's literally just the 90s, less aesthetically pleasing. It's more
Agreed.
like, it's corporate.
Y2K is disgusting.
It's
I
the
hate Y2K.
corporatization and commercialization of all the things we loved in the 90s.
Yeah. Everything got like not as good.
Yeah,
everything got
quality
not as
went
good.
down of everything.
Yeah.
I was born.
Are we go? We're not going all the way down to F.
No,
are we?
we'll do C.
I think we'll do C.
C.
Yeah,
I'm not for
C.
C.
below 50s and 60s.
2010 though.
I think
Finally.
2010s were. Think about
Renaissance.
2016 and just how iconic of a year that was
2016
for
is a
everybody.
banger
We
year.
were just talking. Yeah. Ooh, you know what?
The ferret and the.
When Stefani's LAMB came out, I believe, either in the late 2000s or the early 2010s.
Okay.
You know what? Chief Keef popped out in like 2011, 2012.
Kanye.
He popped out and
I
changed
hate
the
to bring
world.
him up, but Kanye.
Kanye
had some good
That
music
was
come out. In those.
2010s was his year.
Wait,
And
was
you know
College
what?
Dropout?
Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
That was when I
My
was in
Dark
high
Twisted
school.
Fantasy.
Probably,
Never been a
my
huge fan of
goodness.
that. I like Pablo.
I like Life of Pablo. I
Me
agree with
too.
Kanye. That's like one of his best, but that's just my opinion.
He hates My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
Kanye does?
Yeah, he said he hates that album.
That's probably one of the only correct things
You know what
he said.
didn't bring up about the 2000s though? Is also Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem.
The real
MTV.
Slim
The
Shady.
real Slim
MTV
Shady.
Yeah,
came
MTV.
through in the 2000s.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Like we did the 2000s a little dirty,
Yeah, low key.
but they were.
They're like a C++.
But I would say, I would still say they're under 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
I agree.
just
Okay.
because of like wars and stuff.
And when I think of the 2010s, I also think of like Dynamite, Ty Lopez. I'm thinking of Kesha.
Yeah.
Breathe Carolina.
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas,
Yeah.
Down with Webster.
Oh yeah.
The music scene there.
Okay.
Ugh.
We gotta wrap this up
There
here.
we
We gotta wrap this segment up so we can get to the DJ. So what are we saying?
I'll say B for 2010.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they came back a little bit there.
Oh, that's 2020s.
Okay.
We're halfway through. I don't know if we can even do the 2020s.
I don't even know if we can do the 2020s. Well, let's see. What are we dealing with right now?
I think we're gonna put the 2020s pretty down low there
Yep.
for
Yeah.
pandemic, just overall.
That's so true.
Yeah.
2020 was like,
Online things going
Yeah,
on.
2020
you
is
know?
dust.
F
No,
tier?
2020 is F.
Yeah,
F,
2020 is F.
yeah, so far 2020's F.
You know what?
We hate our
We'll
modern
get
life
back
here
to you
at
in
Animal House.
2029, and
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
let you
we'll
know
we'll
if it
give you an
changed. But
We'll redo
Right now
the tier
it's an
list
F.
by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna transition over
Our good
to
friend
our
Mahmoud.
DJ.
sounds beautiful.
I think.
So exciting.
You ready? All right,
All
sir.
We're looking forward to hearing you.
I'm pretty sure all I gotta do is turn this little piece on,
And if you're wrong, we'll get Mickey in here to help us.
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, we'll get somebody to help us. But I think once I turn this on, it'll be good.
We here at the Animal House
Better
are
turn that
fully
off.
dependent.
Here
on
we
our lovely
go.
benefactors.
Here, wait. I'll slide in. Let me know when you start. I'll slide into it.
Slide into it.
We should have had you playing in the background the whole time while we were talking. Honestly, that would have been
Hey,
nice.
you know what? We know
Next
for
time. Next time
We know
we'll
for
do
next
that.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we saying here? Start it up. I'll fade you in.
Ooh.
Yeah. Some
All right.
skills I picked up.
Speaking of
Yeah.
good
Shout
Fade
out
is
to
good.
Kenny.
fade away. All right, brother. I think we should be able to.
People of Ottawa, prepare your puny minds.
There we go. I think we're all good.
Turn on your strobes, turn off your other lights.
Yeah.